M. Night Shyamalan's The Last Airbender came out in July 2010, and it was based off the Nickelodeon TV show Avatar: The Last Airbender. The world of Last Airbender is inhabited by 4 major people groups, each corresponding to the different elements of air, water, earth, and fire. Different individuals within these people groups have the magical ability to control their respective element, and this magic is called bending. Now, there is one person, however, who can bend all 4 of the elements. That person is the Avatar. Our latest reincarnation of the peacekeeping Avatar is a young boy named Aang, and at the beginning of the movie, he is actually trapped in ice under the South Pole. It was a weird circumstance how he got there, but anyways, he was frozen in time for 100 years before finally being accidentally unlocked from the ice by 2 siblings, Sokka and Katara. Well, once Sokka and Katara break Aang free from the ice, they quickly realize that he is the missing Avatar, and they take him under their wing and say, "We are going to help you on your quest to finish your training and master all 4 elements." And it's especially important that they do this too, because in the 100-year absence of the Avatar, the Fire Nation got greedy and basically tried to take over the world. So, this movie has element-wielding kung fu masters, which should be an awesome combination for some sick fight scenes, and about half the time it delivers. When the bending is done right and the pacing is fast enough, it can look really, really cool. Especially the water bending. It has these like snakes of water and ice shards and, like dribbling water orbs. And really all around the CGI I thought was great. These, high isolated mountain peaks and the giant frozen ice and snow palace. I thought they all looked great. They added a real nice mood to the film, and like the world really exhibited a sense of fantasy and magic. So you would think, with great special effects and a plot that's already been written for you because it was on TV, they'd have an easy A. But no. See, they did this crap job with the pacing in the movie, where it was hard to follow a single coherent story. You felt like you were being yanked around on all these different plots. In fact, time after time, the film resorted to putting like text on the screen, labels, or having literal voiceover narratives telling you what was going on and where the people were going and what happened in this time span. It was just full of exposition. We want to see the characters go somewhere emotionally, and the scenes don't take us that far. See, really, they needed to cut a lot of filler out of this movie. The film needed to be more focused and not trying to include all these things from the TV series. And then they could have really had some time to develop characters and relationships and show us more of this emotional journey Aang is supposed to be going on. Because you see, in the 100 years that Aang was trapped under the ice, the Fire Nation, knowing that the next Avatar was supposed to be an airbender, went through the air people and exterminated them all. So that's quite a heavy load to wake up to after, being frozen in ice. But anyways, Aang is just a little kid, and he has trouble dealing with those emotions of losing all his friends and family and all that. He kind of has his emotions like pent up inside of him. He's not allowing himself to grieve properly. And that emotional buildup is supposed to be inhibiting him from really using all his, powerful magic. Which is fine and dandy. It sounds like a good plot, except that this kid playing Aang, he just doesn't show any emotion, and it's hard for me to believe that there really is this emotional turmoil going on inside of him. I mean, you never see him smile or laugh or anything, at least not in a convincing way. He's pretty much just this, like, statue face of worry, like this the whole film long. Oh, except for one time when he yells. But see, the acting in this movie is just all around kind of crap. Our trio of protagonists pretty much all have that statue face that Aang suffers from. They always look worried or concerned or serious. And it's not like it was necessarily written for that either. Sokka has some really funny lines that he plays extremely flatly. And it's not in like a funny deadpan sort of way. It's just like a funny line that was not said in a funny way. See, the fact is, the whole film feels like it's being cold read, which is a really weird thing to watch on screen. Everyone speaks their lines in a dramatic way, but none of them speak it in a real way. It takes pretty flat dialogue and then turns out all sorts of clunky by putting emphasis in the wrong parts of the sentence, like they didn't know where they were going in the first place. However, there are redeeming characters, the enemies. There are 3 main bad guys. The first of which being Prince Zuko, the banished prince from the Fire Nation, who is trying to hunt down the Avatar to restore his honor. Now, Zuko is fiery-tempered and driven, juxtaposed to his very wise, very calm Uncle Iroh, who, even though he's a firebender and a master military tactician, you don't really get the feeling that this guy is a bad guy, which is cool. I find that it makes a really interesting character. Now, thirdly, there is the mean-spirited and cruel General Zhao, who is trying to catch the Avatar before Zuko does so that he can fulfill his own ambition. Now, these three men have the most interesting dynamic. See, they are on the same side of the war, but Zhao and Zuko are clearly enemies of each other. They are rivals. Seeing them skirt around insulting each other and cheating each other without being directly caught doing anything dishonorable is really fun to watch play out. Also, because they are all men of war, you'd think that they would have the best excuse for being a stoic, angry-faced character the entire movie. But that's not the case, except with Prince Zuko. The adults, Zhao and Iroh, are actually really good at putting a lot of subtlety into their performances. See, Zhao and Iroh, they have this great scene where Zhao is wanting to make this war-ending power play, and Iroh is warning him in total wisdom, don't do this. This is not war-ending, this is world-ending. You're gonna doom us all. Zhao has this inner conflict where he wants to trust Iroh. He really believes him in his heart, but at the same time he wants to fulfill his own ambitions. He, wants to be the war hero. There's some good lines in it, where characters align to themselves, and you can see that on the screen. Really, this is, emotionally, the most interesting scene in the movie, in my opinion. Do you hear that? The most convincing and interesting emotional scene in the movie comes from two supporting characters, and who are also bad guys? So, there you have it. The Last Airbender is a really cool-looking movie that just doesn't live up to its full potential. It needed better pacing, better acting, better writing, or at least some mix of the above. Is 6 months a long enough wait to start considering a franchise reboot? Anyone?